Let's break down the official Season 6 patch notes for MW2 and Warzone. Be sure to subscribe for more update videos like this. But first up here, a quick word on what we're getting for the Haunting event. All of those LTMs, the rewards and stuff like that will start on October 17th. We'll go through more on that when it happens. But for the first half of the season, we just have a couple MP pieces of content here, some Warzone MP changes, stuff like that. But the Haunting event, the main event, will be in a couple of weeks for Season 6 Reloaded. But first here, let's go through the Battle Pass again. Very, very cool Battle Pass. I went through all of the content in my video yesterday. We'll break down the entire Battle Pass when it releases today as well, so stay tuned for that. Really cool stuff there. We have the Spawn Operator, 3 new weapons, 10 new Terrifying Operator skins, and Black Cell variants for them, new weapon blueprints, and creepy vehicle skins. Black Cell as well, of course. We went through that, 1100 COD points, the main Black Cell operator, Valeria, her tactical pet, Megabyte, very cool there. You're getting the Season 6 Battle Pass if you buy Black Cell. A lot of you guys have questions about that, so you get the base Battle Pass plus the Black Cell upgrades. You also get 20 tier skips there, 1400 COD points in the Battle Pass as well if you just grind through it, so all cool stuff there. Operators again, we went through Valeria, Black Cell, Spawn, of course. We have new bundles as well. Tracer Pack Lilith here, Anarius, Ash Williams, Alucard, Skeletor. So I went through all of the bundles that are releasing for Season 6. That's a separate video that I posted last night. So I'll put a link to that down below in the description. Cool stuff there. Events again. The Haunting event is October 17th. All of that content will be releasing on October 17th, right after the MW3 beta ends. That stuff will begin, so stay tuned for all of that. Now today for weapons here, we do have a bunch of weapons available right now for free. So these are in the Battle Pass, but you could get these for free. You don't have to buy the Battle Pass, which is pretty cool. We have the TR-76 Geist AR, obtained via the Battle Pass. A hard-hitting bullpup assault rifle. Cool stuff there. Next here, we have the ISO 9mm SMG. A lot of ISO weapons, but it is what it is here. Hopefully, it's fun to use. High fire rate, maneuverability. Obtained in the Battle Pass again for free. And finally, the dual commas melee weapon in the Battle Pass for free as well. Pretty cool stuff there. We have new attachments here. Shotguns, Lockwood 300, Maelstrom dual trigger, a cold hammer forged dual trigger that fires both rounds simultaneously with devastating results. So definitely not good for medium to long range, I'm pretty sure, but close range, this thing's probably insane here. For weapon balancing, SMGs, we have the Lockman Shroud, reduced upper torso damage, reduced mid-far distance damage, and minor increase to in-close distance damage, all for MW2. Miniback, increased close damage distance here, increased damage range, MW2 only as well. These are all MW2 changes, actually, so I'm not going to keep on reading that. ARs here, Cast Off 762, reduced close distance damage, reduced close damage range, and increased mid-damage range. FR Vencer, increased damage range there. Battle Rifles, Cronin Squall, increased damage range. Lockman 762, increased damage range. SO14 and TAC V as well, increased damage range. So a pretty big buff there with Battle Rifles. Interesting. Shotguns here, Bryson 800, reduced far damage range. Expedite 12, increased mid damage range. MX Guardian, reduced close damage range. Marksman rifles here. For the Tempest Turret, reduced close damage range, reduced close distance damage, and reduced damage to legs. Lockwood MK2, increased mid damage range, increased close distance damage, increased damage to upper arm, improved sprint out time, and increased hip movement speed. SAB50, improved sprint out time, improved ADS time, reduced moving hip spread, and increased far damage range. Interesting stuff there. SPR 208, increased mid damage range for MW2. Now for the Warzone only changes here, for assault rifles, the Chimera lower torso damage multiplier increased, FR Advancer limb damage multipliers increased, ISO Hemlock neck damage multiplier decreased, and upper torso damage multiplier decreased. For the Cast Off 762, close damage decreased, close damage range increased, head damage multiplier decreased, neck damage multiplier decreased, upper torso damage multiplier decreased. The M13B, close damage decreased, close damage range decreased, close mid damage decreased, and mid damage decreased. So a little nerf there, it seems like. M13C, close damage increased, lower limb damage and multipliers increased. Definitely needed a little buff there for sure. M16, close damage range increased, lower torso damage multipliers increased, and limb damage multipliers increased. For battle rifles here, Cronin Squall, mid damage range decreased, FTAC Recon, neck damage multiplier increased, torso damage multipliers increased, limb damage multipliers increased as well. Lockman 762, close damage range increased, neck damage multiplier, torso damage multiplier, and limb damage multiplier all increased. For the SO14, close damage range, close mid damage range, and far damage all increased there. TAC V, close damage range, and close mid damage range all increased again. Handguns here, the Basilic, close mid damage increased, mid damage increased, mid far damage increased, and far damage increased there. FTAC Siege, head damage multiplier decreased, and lower torso damage multiplier decreased as well. GS Magna here, a couple different changes. Close damage decreased, close mid damage increased, upper torso damage multiplier decreased, and then limb damage multipliers decreased. For the P890, mid damage increased, far damage increased, lower torso damage multiplier increased, and limb multipliers increased as well. For the X12 here, close mid damage increased, neck damage multiplier increased, torso damage multipliers increased, and lower limb damage multipliers increased as well. The 9mm Damon here, neck damage multiplier decreased, torso damage multipliers, and arm damage multipliers all decreased. For the .50 GS, close damage increased, mid damage and far damage all increased. Shotguns here, Bryson 800 close mid damage range increased, Bryson 890 close damage range, close mid damage range, and mid far damage range all decreased. For the Lockwood 300 here, lower torso damage multiplier and limb damage multipliers all increased. MX Guardian close damage range increased, close mid damage range increased, mid damage, mid far damage, and far damage all increased there. Interesting stuff. Snipers here, the Carrick 300, close mid damage increased, far damage, lower torso damage multiplier, and limb damage multipliers all increased. Signal 50, neck damage multiplier decreased, and upper torso damage multiplier decreased as well. In the SPX 80, close damage range increased, close mid damage range, and upper torso damage multiplier all increased. SMGs here, Boss P, neck damage multiplier, torso damage multiplier, and limb damage multiplier all increased. Fennec 45, close damage increased, close mid damage, head damage multiplier all increased, but neck damage multiplier decreased, and upper torso damage multiplier decreased as well. Lockman Shroud here, semi-auto damage decreased, burst fire, head damage multiplier increased, burst fire, neck damage multiplier increased, and burst fire, upper torso damage multiplier increased. Mini-backed mid damage increased, MX9, neck damage multiplier increased, torso damage multiplier increased, and the limb damage multipliers all increased. Now for some important weapon bug fixes here, fix an issue causing these stat bars to occasionally display incorrect information when comparing weapons or attachments. Fix an issue with the Lockwood 300 that would cause it to deal inconsistent headshot damage, and fix an issue with some KV broadside and MX Guardian barrel attachments where they're not offering the correct stat. Interesting there. Now for some progression stuff here, again, we went through this, the final prestige, level 1250. At level 1250, you'll get that Milsim Shadow Company operator skin, which is a pretty big grind, but a lot of you guys, as you said in my comment section, are pretty close to this here, so let me know down below if you're going to be grinding for this final operator skin unlocked at level 1250. Cool stuff there. Now for some global bug fixes here, fix an issue where the helicopters were taking higher damage than intended when struck with a shock stick. Fix an issue where the player could be teleported outside of the heavy chopper while it was moving in rare circumstances. Fix issue allowing dirt bikes collision with water to not function as intended. Fix issue causing some operators to clip when in an MRAP. Fix an issue where the menu titles can appear incorrectly when using the quick menu. Fix issue affecting the appearance of the 9mm Damon when previewing the weapon. Fix issue where spending multiple battle pass tokens in a row could cause the player to receive an error message. Fix issue where the camera position was inconsistent when viewing weapons and blueprints in the battle pass. Fix issue causing the 9mm Damon unlock requirements to function incorrectly. Still issues with that apparently. Fix issue where the calling card and emblem reward images for Polyatomic and Orion Masteries were swapped on the Carrick 300. Fix issue preventing the report player function from working correctly from the in-game scoreboard. Fix issue preventing vehicle skin changes when displaying correctly when equipping a new skin. Fix an exploit that allowed weapon blueprint duplication. Fix an issue preventing players from navigating the play again options using the left thumbstick on a controller. Fix an issue where some bonus challenges were not rewarding XP correctly upon completion. Fix issue where an operator's image can be grayed out after selecting them. Fix issue where the manage files menu could kick the player back to the main menu. Fix issue where the screen refresh rate setting would not adjust correctly. Fix issue where the drill charge would not play a sound when a player was stuck. Fix issue where some sounds would unintentionally delay over distance. Fix issue where music was fading out unintentionally between gunfight rounds. Fix issue where war tracks were not mixing correctly according to UI settings. Fix issue where where the detached sound would not play when exiting an ascender, and fix an issue where AI gun screens would not function correctly on secondary weapons. Now, on the download here, the download size is a bit larger because it contains Season 6 content, but also the MW3 beta as well, or at least parts of it. We'll talk about that in a future video, but very interesting stuff here. Although it's kind of funny because on PlayStation, apparently it's 30 gigs, which is less than what we saw previously, but previously it was 50 to 100 gigs, but then it optimized the total MW2 file size, but here it's 30 gigs. It will not optimize. That's it. So I guess that makes sense there. Let me know down below your opinions on that. We have 2 Spec Ops bug fixes here. Fix issue where players who found all 150 intel fragments would not be awarded the calling card, and fix issue where no respawns message was not displaying in Adamgrad Raid Episode 4. Okay, so MP here again, we're getting new maps. We have La Casa 6v6. Really cool. Coro Village. That looks cool as well. Again, looks like a BO3 map, even though it's a COD 2 remake. Given heavy BO3 vibes, in my opinion. I don't know why. We have King Gunfight, obviously a classic. We have Fight Gunfight, which is it looks like a variation of Shoot House, but still pretty cool. We have some bug fixes here. Fix issue that could cause faction showdown vehicle challenges to track incorrectly. Fix issue where the Snoop Dogg operator didn't appear correctly in some private matches. Fix issue where the ISO 45 stock could display a placeholder image when customizing loadouts in private matches. And finally, fix issue where the UAV kill streak pings enemy locations in between scans on some multiplayer maps. Cool stuff there. So that's all fixed. Ranked play changes as well. Not going to go through all this. We went through this here. You know, they go through all the rules and stuff like that. It is what it is. The skill ranking as well. The new rewards we went through previously. Pretty cool camos for, you know, MW2 and Warzone ranked play. Okay, we'll go down there. You know, we already went through all of this stuff here. Warzone changes, new playlist here. Again, the haunting event in Warzone is October 17th. So for now, we have no major changes or additions really to Warzone whatsoever. But again, we'll be getting all of that stuff very, very soon here. Gameplay, we have Almazar Champions Quest reward, so a new reward there for the season. At each season, we get that new Champions Quest, so that's going to be cool to see. Signals Intelligence Contract. This contract has been re-enabled. Okay. Supply, loot box behavior, quality of life. We've improved the behavior and visibility of additional loot that drops on the ground out of supply boxes. Pretty interesting. Buy Station Limited Row. PRD has been replaced with the Medic Plate Carrier, which costs $4,000. Reinforcement Flare price has been increased to $7,000, up from $5,000. Interesting there. And a couple bug fixes here. Fix issue that prevented players who called in the deployable buy station from being properly shown in the UI. Fix issue related to assimilation requests not behaving properly that were accepted after the player initiating the request was eliminated. Fix issue where field upgrades used on the train would sometimes become unusable. And fix an audio issue with supply boxes. So cool stuff there. Warzone ranked play changes as well. All stuff we went through previously. New rule sets, same camo rewards, stuff like that. Division rewards as well. We always get those there. DMZ here. Again, it looks like DMZ is ending. We're not going to see it return in MW3, which kind of sucks here. So nothing much really to go through here, but they're still updating it a little bit. The haunting event will be in DMZ as well on October 17th. But right now, no major changes, just a bunch of adjustments here for the buy station buy prices. You know, not a big deal. It seems like everything is just so much more expensive now, which is interesting. Players can use their dog tags to barter in DMZ. Hostages can no longer be dropped on dirt bikes. Just stuff like that. No point in going through this here. And a bunch of bug fixes as well. If you guys want to check out the DMZ bug fixes, I'll put a link to this blog post in the description. But overall, that's it here for this video. These are the patch notes for Season 6. Mostly a bunch of global weapon changes, of course. Let me know down below your opinions on these. They are a good selection of nerfs and buffs overall. And again, the haunting event, which is probably the main part of Season 6, that will all be releasing on October 17th for MW2 and Warzone. I'll be sure to cover all of that stuff when it happens, when it goes live. So be sure to subscribe for more COD update videos like this. Shout out to the YouTube channel members as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video or live stream. Peace out, guys.